Hello everyone, my name is Spirit and welcome to my very first YouTube video and video on Blender. So I have been using Blender for about a couple of weeks now, maybe a month, and I would like you all to join me on this journey through Blender and see what creations might come up in the future. Now I know this video may seem choppy and the sound quality might not be as good as the other YouTubers, but that is literally because I'm using a $1, $5 microphone. And also, you may see that my mic is moving around or teleporting from time to time. That is because I'm obviously editing my videos, and the video will be much better to see or watch. Without further ado, let's get started. So what I'd like to start with is basically the things I know about Blender and the tools and the hotkeys. So this is what Blender looks like as soon as you open it, except there is a menu that shows up that gives you these options. So if you go to File and New, it shows all these options you can click, but it's on a menu here. But I already got rid of that as soon as you click on the user perspective, which is called right here, user perspective. So I will show you the hotkeys further on into this video or later on in another video. So let's talk about what you have right in front of you, and there is a lot of things. I know it may seem overwhelming at first. However, once you get used to the tools, hotkeys, and everything around you in Blender, you will be able to create amazing animations and models for everyone to see and enjoy. Before we jump into the tools on the left side of the screen right here, we will be looking at the modes. And now there are 6 modes, 3 painting, 3 modes. Now the first mode is called Object Mode. And Object Mode is where everything fits into the user perspective. And usually when you open up Blender, Object Mode is usually going to be the first thing that shows up on your screen and the first thing that shows up as you're working. Now the next mode is called Edit Mode. And as soon as you open it, you can see all these different tools in the left hand side. And you could see that the cube has been highlighted with an orange color. Now again, before we jump into these tools, let me talk about the modes. Now the next mode is called Sculpt Mode. Now again, there are a lot of tools you can scroll through, and you can, by the way, I forgot to mention this, if I can real quick. You can move it to see all the names of the tools. Now Sculpt Mode, you can probably guess what this mode is. It's a sculpting mode. So you sculpt stuff. So yeah. Now I won't get into too much detail at the moment because this is obviously my first video and I really need to stop saying obviously. But the next modes, or I don't even know if they're modes, and I feel bad because I don't even know a lot about Blender than I should. But this is called Vertex Paint. And this one I don't know about yet that much, but you can basically paint some stuff of the block through vertices. Now I think I'm just gonna wait another time to create a video about all these different paint modes because I don't know a lot about them yet. All I know is nodes, and we'll talk about nodes in another video later on. But for now, let's go to Object Mode and talk about all these things on the side of the screen. And again, if you haven't done so already, you can move the tools around like this. You just click and drag to be able to see the names of the tools. So let's start off with the first tool, and the first tool is called Select Box. What that basically does is with left click, yes, left click, I always get confused with left click and right click. With left click, you can easily click on an object like the camera, the cube, or the light, and it will just select like it says so right here. The next tool is called cursor, and what that is this thing that's following my mouse as I left click is the cursor. And let's say if I wanted to add UV sphere, it would go directly where my cursor is at. So if I added another UV sphere, it would follow where the cursor points to. The third tool is called move, and what that is if you choose a camera, the light, 2 spheres, and a cube, you can move it around like that, and that's about it. The Z, the Y, the X axis, basically that. The fourth tool is called rotate. So again, if I click on an object, I can rotate it across any of the axes, the Y, Z, or X axis. Or if I hold it, I could rotate it depending on where my cursor is pointed to. Now I had to create a new file because things were just getting out of hand. But the fifth tool is called scale. And what that basically does is if you click on an object like this cube here, and you can scale it, basically scale it across any of the axes. But you see how there's these boxes, little boxes instead of the lines with boxes? It basically means you can scale it across and from. And if you go outside of those lines, you could basically scale it however you would like from your mouse. Now the sixth tool is called transform, and if you click on an object, you can see all these crazy things going on here. So what this basically is scale, rotate, and move at the same time. So you can move it, scale it, and rotate it, which is pretty cool and easy to use, or quick to use if you'd like to have things done faster. But I would just stick to the normal ones just to be able to use them better. Now, the other two tools, annotate and measure, I don't really know that much. I guess annotating is just drawing to show like what you could do with modeling and such. Let me create a new file because I messed that up. Measure, you can basically measure the distance between an object. You can see now that I believe that is meters. You can change this later on, but I'll teach you how to change it in another video again. And now that we've learned about the modes of Blender and the tools of object mode in Blender, I think it's about time that I end this video. So I hope you all will join me in the next video, whenever that is. But for now, this is the end of this video, and I thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye everyone! Okay, it is recording with my voice. Okay, alright, and I would just like to show you guys, show you all. I've been using Blender for a couple months now, weeks, maybe a month. Good thing there's edit tools, yay!